Hello guys, welcome back to another video. And yeah, today I'm going to be talking about a potential new investment opportunity that I've actually talked about before, but YouTube actually took down that video, so I'm just going to redo it and hopefully explain it better because I think only about 20 people saw it. So yeah, I think it's a really good thing to have your eye on. But before we get into that, I just want to say thank you for all the comments and subscribers and everything. I've really appreciated it. And yeah, I'm going to do another giveaway. So this is the skin I'm giving away. It's going to be a field tested M4A4 Spider Lily. And if you would like to win it, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And as long as you've got your Steam trade link in your YouTube profile description, then I'll be able to send you the skin if you win. Because I'll make sure that link works as well, because I've had one person who actually won something and I couldn't send them the skin because their link in their description in their bio wasn't working. So yeah, make sure that link works. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I'll enter you into the giveaway. It'll probably be drawn in about a week's time, just because I've got to wait for the trade hold on this item for 7 days. So yeah, well, let's get right into the video. So today, what I've picked is a few skins that I think are going to be could be a really great investment opportunity. A little bit more high risk than normal, than like cases and like discontinued collections and stuff. But today I'm going to be talking about actual trade-up fillers. So I've selected a few skins. As many of you probably know, that as well, when they did that big update when the market crashed for the covert trade-ups into like knives and gloves and stuff, they also changed how the trade-up system actually worked. So I've actually done a little drawing for you guys to try and explain how the new system works. So before, how trade-ups worked, it was done off the average float of the skin. So if you had a load of like battle scarred skins, your output was most likely going to be battle scarred. If you had a load of factory new skins, your skin output will probably be a factory new. But now they do it off average float cap. So for example, what most skins have is they'll have factory new, minimal wear, field tested, well worn, and battle scarred. And when you get the skin from a trade up or out of case, it will land somewhere along this line. So if you're lucky, you'll get a factory new or minimal wear, but you could also get a field tested, and if you're unlucky, a well worn and a battle scarred. And yeah, battle scarred is normally the longest line, but a lot of skins have a float cap, which means that they cannot be past a certain like point on the scale of the float scale. So for example, I put here this skin, whatever skin it is, I've just drawn the bar like this. You can't get in factory new, so that's why it's grey. But you can. There's a little bit of minimal wear here that you can get, and then the rest is as per normal. And of course, you can get ones where you can't get battle scars, such as like Dopplers and stuff like that. But just for example, I'm just going to do it where you can't get a factory new, but you can just about get a minimal wear. And there's a little line here, because this is going to be relevant to what I talk about with these skins today. So how it works now is, because it's done off float cap, if you were to have a skin that was in minimal wear, and yeah, so if you had a skin that was in minimal wear, your float would be around this bit here, just in the minimal wear section. And because it's so small, it's going to be a very small range of numbers that you can get the float in minimal wear. But because if we look at the scale, the float we have is all the way at the end, the lowest possible point on the scale. Then when we do the trade up with a load of skins that are float capped and it's all the way at the end of the scale, the output will also end up at the end of the scale, if that makes sense. So it's done by like, so it won't be minimal wear like how trades used to work. It would also, because it's the average float, it'll be there. Now it's done off float cap, and it's all the way at the end. That means the float will also be done all the way at the end of the output skin, which will probably make it factory new, even if you put in minimal wear, like filler skins, for example, for your trade up, if that makes sense. So it's more, I could say it's done by like how much, like the percentage of how far into this bar you are. So this is probably like 1 or 2% into the bar, and then you'll probably be 1 or 2% into the bar on this end if you were to use skins that were float capped like this, if that makes sense. Probably not the best at explaining stuff, but I'll try my best and I'll try to do a little drawing for you guys. But yeah, that leads us into the skins, and you can see why it's relevant. The first skin I picked is the Mac 10 Palm, and this is my favourite out of a few skins I could have chosen for the industrial grade skins, but I think this is probably the best skin for fillers actually, and that's because it is actually float capped at 0.06, and factory new is between 0 and 0.061. So that means it is just in factory new, and if we go back to our drawing, that means it's similar to this, but it's on the factory new side, so there's just a tiny bit of factory new that would be sticking out here. So it's the same kind of thing. That if you were to buy a load of these in factory new and use them as filler skins, you could create a super like low float, or like you can create a super low float skin, or you could turn like a battle scar skin or a field tested or a well worn skin into a factory new skin just by using these as fillers because of their float cap. Now if you look at the price, yes, they have gone up since the update, but I think they have been really overshadowed by like the Covert tradeups and stuff like that. And I think because there's not many, because they're float capped, very few of these have actually been created, and a lot of people are going to be looking to use these in tradeups to turn like high float skins into much low float skins to make a lot more profit, if that makes sense, or create super low float skins just because of their float cap. So I definitely think that even though it has gone up, I still think that these are possibly a very good potential investment in the future, and this is definitely something you should keep your eye on, because I don't think there are very many. Like if we go to CS Float and we go to the database and we will have a look at hold on, Mac 10 Palms. So how many Mac 10 Palms, any float are in existence? Let's have a look. So there's 4 million of these in existence, but if we go to factory new and then search, sorry, I thought it's not automatic, there's only 26,000 of these in existence compared to 4 million in total. That's such a low number of factory new Mac 10 Palms. And these things are so good in trade-ups because you can just turn any skin into a factory new skin by using these as fillers. They're just going to get eaten up so fast, in my opinion. I think they're such a good investment. If we move on to our next one, it's the exact same reason. It's going to be the Tech 9 Fuba from the Danger Zone case. And once again, instead of being float capped in factory, just in factory new, this is actually float capped just in minimal wear. So it's exactly like how I did the drawing. It is literally there, there's a tiny bit of minimal wear. And if you buy these in minimal wear, there's not many of them. They're going to get eaten up by trade-ups because they create such good filler skins to make low float skins and turn high float skins into low float skins. Yeah, it's literally the exact same reason as I was just saying. Of course they've gone up a little bit, but if I do the same thing and I look up the Fubar, Tech 9 Fubar, how many of these are in total of any float? 3 million of them. But then if we look at, sorry, it's not any factory news. If we look at them in minimal wear, come on. I'll refresh it. Just getting confused now because I put in factory news. Okay, let's go back to Tech 9 Fuba. Yeah, 3 million minimal wear. How many are there? Oh, I keep thinking it's automatic. I don't press search. Sorry, guys. And now we're being slow. But yeah, it's the exact same thing. Like we saw, there's only out of 4 million Mac 10 Palms, there's only 20,000 factory new. There's only 3 million. Well, not only. There's 3 million of these existing in any float. There's only 21,000 existing in minimal wear. I think that's just crazy, and I think they're super cheap right now for how many there actually are in existence and how many are actually going to use in like trade-offs and stuff. But yeah, I've got example if you wanted to look at restrictors, which are a bit more expensive. You've got the P90 P90 virus, and the exact same thing as the Mac 10 Palm. Hold on, exact same thing. It's float cap just in factory new. There we go. This is the P90 virus float cap just in factory new. And yes, the price has gone absolutely crazy from $5 all the way to $18. But if we look at how many of these are existence in factory new, where are we? Virus, P90 virus. And we're going to go factory new. Oh my god. Come on. Not very fast in CS float today, sorry guys. 3,000 of these in existence. That's including the stat track ones. If we go to non-stat track, probably only be about 3,000 of them. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, either way, like 3,000 of them in existence. And then we come on to my final one for the coverts, for the knife trade ups. If you really, I think the best investments would be the cheaper ones like the Mach 10 Palm and the Tech 9 Fubar. But if you did want to do some coverts for knife trade ups, then you've got the Chatterbox, the exact same thing. Apart from now, it's actually just float capped and field tested. So it's just in field tested. You can just about get it in field tested, and that's going to create you some super low float knives if you're using these as filler skins in knife trade ups, or just in knife trade ups in general. But yeah, the price has gone absolutely crazy on them. They're at nearly $200, $190 to be exact. So yeah, I would probably not be buying these. I actually bought one of these back when they were about just after the crash. It's probably about $140. So I am up about $40 on it at the moment, which is great. But I don't know about now. I don't know about buying these now. It's just too expensive for the return. I think if you were to buy something, if I was to buy something, I'll definitely be going for the Mach 10 Palm, and I'll definitely be going for the Tech 9 Fubar in minimal wear, and the Tech 9. Yeah, this is in factory new, where they're just in the float cap is just in the brackets. But yeah, as you can see, it's just a super low supply of like these skins in their respected like float cap range, where they're just in like factory new or minimal wear. There's only a few of them, and they're so good as fillers in a trade up, like so good. Like I can't like overstate how good they are, because you can just turn like a battle scar, like put 9 of these in with like for example, put 9 like Fubars or Palms in with like a battle scar skin from like an OG like rare collection that's like really popular, like the Rising Sun collection, or like any like discontinued collection with like suit like the Norse collection, for example. Like you can create like a battle scar skin from that collection and turn it into a factory new skin if you hit that output. So yeah, that's all I had to say today. I hope that I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, please, I'd recommend keeping your eye on these. If you're not going to buy any, just keep your eye on them, see what happens. But I think they're definitely undervalued at the moment for what they are, and how little of them there actually are, and how fast they're probably going to get eaten up by trade ups. So yeah, and yeah, final thing, if you want to, sorry, I don't have it up anymore, but if you want to win the M4A4 Spider Lily, then please like and subscribe and leave a comment. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.